Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the next part of lines, and today we are gonna start with parallel lines and a traversal. Transversal and parallel lines, both the terms are clear to you. Now let's see what we have to learn in today's lecture. Okay, so the first part is what are pair of lines and a traversal. A line which intersect two pair of lines at a distinct point is called traversal. The lines need not to be parallel, just a pair of lines being intersected is known as transversal. Okay, so there are some properties of a transversal. When it intersects, angle 1, 2 and 7, 8 are called exterior angles since it's on the outer side, and angle 3, 4, 5, 6 are called interior angles. Also, corresponding angles are being defined 1 and 5, 2 and 6, 4 and 8 and 3 and 7. So these are called corresponding angles. Alternate interior angles. Alternate means on the opposite side interior angles are only 4. So 4, 6 and 3 and 5. Alternate exterior same way goes 1, 7 and 2 and 8. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal 4, 5 and 3 and 6. So just keep in mind all the definition which I am telling you right now because there are various properties based on that. Interior angle on the same side of the transversal and consecutive interior angles or allied angles or co-interior angles 4, 5, 3 and 6. There are various terms being used. Now, after the terminologies, we will arrive to parallel lines and their angles. Okay, so let us see. Corresponding angles axiom. If a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then each pair of corresponding angle is equal. What were corresponding angles? I hope you remember. Okay, so the pair of corresponding angles are equal according to the axiom 6.3. Now, converse of corresponding angle axiom. If a transversal intersect two lines such that pair of corresponding angles are equal, then we say that the lines are parallel. Okay. Now, alternate angles theorem. If transversal intersect two parallel lines, then each pair of alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, so angle, for the angle BQR is equal to angle QRC, and a similar fashion the other way. Also, if opposite the two parallel lines are intersected and in each pair of alternate interior angles are equal, so we say that the lines are parallel. Okay, so this is converse. Converse goes for corresponding angles and also for the alternate interior angles. Okay. Now, if transversal intersect two lines such that alternate interior angles is equal, then the two lines are parallel. Okay. Now, interior angles theorem. It states that if transversal intersect two parallel lines, then each pair of interior angle on the same side of the transversal is supplementary. And what does supplementary means? It means the sum of angles is 180 degree. So angle BQR and QRD is equal to 180 degree. Okay, if a transversal intersect two lines, then each pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal is supplementary. Converse of this is if the angles are supplementary, then the two lines are parallel. Okay. Now, if transversal intersect two lines, interior angle on the same side of the transversal is supplementary, then the two lines are parallel. Okay. Now, we have completed all the theorems, and based on the theorem, we have various questions to be solved. I hope the theorems are clear to you. Now, we would be proceeding to line parallel to the same line. Okay. What does it means? Line parallel to the same line. Let us see. Okay. Okay. We have a line which are parallel to the same line, then they are parallel to each other. Suppose that L is parallel to N. N is also parallel to N. So, L and N both are parallel to each other. Okay. Now, lines which are parallel to the same line are parallel to each other. How it is proved, I can show you. Just a second. We know that for a fact that suppose that, okay, L is parallel to M is given to you, N is parallel to M is given to you. Okay. So, if L is parallel to M, we know for a fact that these two angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal, right? And if N is parallel to M, we know for a fact that these two angles are equal, again due to corresponding angle axiom. Okay. Now, analyze this. If two things are equal to the same thing, Euclid's geometry, then they are equal to each other. So, hence, we have drawn this conclusion, and hence we can state that from this to this using converse of corresponding angle. Okay, if corresponding angles are equal, then the lines are parallel to one another. Now the question time. Okay, I'll just give you a trick to solve such type of question. You know that mxq is given to you and m by r is given to you. You can find this angle and you can find this angle. I'm just telling you, I don't know what need to be done. Okay, we need to find angle x and y. So, firstly we need to draw a line which is parallel to PQ and RS and name it as A and B. Okay, since AB, we know that PQ is parallel to RS and we have concluded it's parallel to AB. Okay, and we will name this angle X and this angle Y. Okay, so we know that by the property of interior angle sum, we know that angle 135 degree plus X is equal to 180 degree. So what would be X? Just tell me. It's 45 degree. Okay, similarly, angle 40 degree would be equal to y. How? This is pair of alternate interior angles, and if two lines are parallel to each other, then alternate interior angles are equal. Correct? So we have found xy and we need to find angle xmy, which is equal to x plus y. So hence it is 85 degree. And this is our required answer. I hope you're clear with the solution. Okay. Now, if a transversal intersect two lines such that the bisector of pair of lines of corresponding angles are parallel, then prove that the lines are parallel. Okay. So, in the question we are given that transversal intersect two lines. We are not given that PQ is parallel. We need to prove, okay, that PQ is parallel to RS. Correct? And we are given that bisectors, so this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle, and they both are parallel. Given, suppose I'm naming it at 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 1 is equal to 2, 3 is equal to 4 and BE is parallel to C and G. Okay, suppose that, extend it some more. Suppose that this line is parallel to this line. Okay, so we know for a fact, may name it be 5. Okay, so we know for a fact that if this both lines are parallel, then angle 1 would be equal to angle 3, derived from this by what? Corresponding angles. Correct. Okay, we know this for a fact. Okay, now if angle 1 is equal to 3 but angle 1 is also equal to angle 2 and 3 is equal to 4, means that angle 1 is equal to angle 2 is equal to angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Correct? Which implies that angle ABQ is equal to angle BCS. And this implies that PQ is parallel to RS. And how? By if whole this angle is equal to this angle, this both are what? Corresponding angle, converse. So I hope the solution is clear to you. Okay, so we just need to prove a pair of angles equal and then we can arrive at a solution of parallel lines. Another question. We are given that AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF. So ultimately all three are parallel. We know by the theorem. Okay. Then AB is also parallel to EF. And also EA is perpendicular to AB. EA. So this would be 90 degree. And angle BEF is given to us 55 degree. Find the value of X, Y and Z. Okay, what would be Z? If this is 90 degree, so this would be what this would be. Just tell me. Okay, just forget the C line. Okay, C and D line. So this would angle, okay, firstly we would go by just see me. Angle BAE plus angle AEF would be equal to 180 degree. Supplementary angles, correct? So angle AEF would be 90 degree and which is equal to Z plus 55. So Z, what would be Z? 35. Correct? Now we have found Z. So now just tell me this angle and this angle, what it is. The sum is, what is the sum? Suppose that this angle is also there. Okay, so this would be 55 by opposite pairs, and y would be 180 minus 55. Or we can say that z plus 90 degrees, so it will be 125. Okay, now comes x in the picture. X and y both are corresponding angles, so x would be equal to y, so it will also be equal to 125 degree. So it's just a mere game of angles. You just need to think of an angle pair which are equal. Okay, so we'll end the today's lecture here, and from next lecture we'll be starting with angle sum property of a triangle. I hope the questions are clear to you. Just practice once more and it will be more clear. Okay, thank you so much for attending the lecture.